Well, I would certainly try to continue to support the goal of 100,000 STEM-H degrees by 2025. That's something that we've gotten a good start on, and I'll continue those efforts. I also would encourage entrepreneurship and business literacy courses at our universities, our public universities, obviously, so that we're preparing the future business owners. The Farm Bureau has the Future Farmers of America at the FFA. It's a strong program. We don't have something quite so strong in other parts of the business environment, and I think that our universities are a good place to do that, to encourage entrepreneurship, something that has really been a hallmark of American history, that pick yourself up by your bootstraps, take your own idea and run with it, do things better than your competitor, and make a living doing it. And we should talk about that, and we should be teaching the elements of entrepreneurship as best we can. Also want to increase our private sector partnerships with higher education institutions through STEM scholarships. My idea here is much like ROTC scholarships, but instead of going to the military, which we encourage, but we would also have STEM programs where we partner up with high-tech businesses in Virginia who can interview and can sponsor and contract with kids and young adults who are going through STEM programs, so that they'll have summer jobs and they'll have initial hiring opportunities. And so both can have more certainty about the potential for their labor force on the part of the employer and employment on the part of a student if they stick with a particular program of study, and one of those programs that we're trying to encourage in the STEM-H area. Also want to watch very closely the William and Mary, I'll call it experiment, with tuition now, where they're doing 4-year tuition guarantees. They're setting rates that will stick for 4 years. I do encourage a variety of tuition programs among our universities, so over time we can see what works best for students and for families and for the universities themselves in finding ways to manage the high costs of higher education. One of my greatest concerns in the area of higher education is that we're pricing middle-class families out of the higher education market with debt and the cost of tuition. That's a great concern for me. Also in the STEM area, I would look at holding down tuition increases or reducing tuition in the 3rd and 4th year of STEM programs. Having been an engineer, I can tell you there's major drop-off after that first year. Nonetheless, for those who stick it out and are in the back half of that educational course, if we want to encourage folks to take those degree courses, then I think one obvious way to do that is to make it more financially achievable for everyone, whether of whatever background, and to encourage folks to go down the STEM paths to feed into our economy so we can grow the high-wage jobs in Virginia that we all desire to see here. Also want to reform veteran training, the training opportunities, their education and employment services at all of our universities. Some of our universities, a couple of them, have veterans organizations. I want to make sure that we have them at every university, particularly with the influx of veterans we've got coming, some of whom will take advantage of GI benefits at our universities. So we should be prepared for that internally, and every university should have at least someone who understands the veterans programs so we can better integrate them into the educational opportunities that we have to offer. And last but not least, as has been tried in other states, I would like to make a run at being able to guarantee qualified kids $10,000 degrees. This would involve AP and IB credits for classes. It would involve summer and weekend and internet class taking, and I'm going to challenge our universities to put degree packages together in creative ways where we can deliver these for $10,000 to, particularly in the STEM area, to students who come prepared. Again, this would require some AP courses where they pre-qualify, or IB courses, and encourage 3-year programs with full summer course loads. This is one of those areas where speed counts because of the rate of increase in tuition. The faster a young person can get through college, the more we can keep control of the likelihood of the rising costs. Combine that with coming prepared, with having passed some AP tests at a high level where they can qualify for college credit, or perhaps having taken community college classes while in high school, something that's becoming more common and that we want to continue to encourage. We want to take this opportunity to try and put a package together that guarantees we can keep a top quality high education within the reach of all Virginia families for students who qualify, who have performed in high school, and who are ready to excel and move into the high-tech economy that Virginia's growing.